Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to be continuing on with my beginner's guide to some creative stitches. Now these stitches that I'm using are all interesting stitches. They're not extremely difficult stitches, but they are stitches that can be used in great creative ways. So today, following on from the blanket stitch I've been doing, I'm going to branch off into a stem stitch. Now you can see this stitch here is a stem stitch. I've done a straight stem stitch. I've done a stem stitch that I've actually couched almost, and then I've done this little wiggly line here. Now on the back it looks a bit like a running stitch or a back stitch. It's a nice stitch. This yellow one I completed in this DMC Retours à Brodeur, or the DMC soft cotton or Retters Mutt, which is a 5-ply, and it's a beautiful tapestry thread which is 100% cotton. It's really soft. So I did it so that you could see a little bit of the texture. I'm not sure if you can actually see that. This one I did just one straight line, and I sort of bound it and gave it a bit of an extra look there, texture, and this one I've just done on a line, and this was done in my hemp thread. So let me show you. Now this is the little piece that I've been working on, and which will go into my new cloth book. So each time I do a stitch, I'm going to put it into something practical so that I can show you how it applies in real items. So we're going to do this stitch here on this little piece of growing naive embroidery. So let me show you how you do it. I've just drawn a line here to follow, and you'll see why when I begin. So knot or fasten your thread, come from the back of the work and hold your thread down like this. Now the first stitch has to be a little bit longer. So decide how long you want to have your stitches. So if you wish to have your stitches about this length, your first stitch has to be a little bit longer, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to go about double the length, and then I'm going to come back at the spot where I would like the stitch length to actually be. I'm going to draw the thread through, I'm going to hold the thread down, go over here, back into that same hole, and continue. So the thread lays on top of the thread that's just been worked. So just keep this distance here similar, pull it down, and then continue on. So the stitches themselves are not that large, but you get this nice overlapped look. And if you do the stitch in a thicker thread, of course you're going to get a much thicker look. Now I have 3 strands of DMC embroidery floss here today, and I like to work with that, especially when I'm on camera, because I don't get all tangled up and it's a lot easier. But as I said, on this piece I've used, in this yellow beige piece, I've actually used this softer 5-ply, which was really nice, and you can see on this that it's got a little bit of height, so that would make nice ridging and texture in a piece of work. This is going to be much flatter because most of the pieces that I've already worked on this little piece are quite flat. So you can see it's not a very difficult stitch, but we can do a few interesting things with it, and I will show you as I go along. So again, make sure that this is always on top of the stitch you've just completed. Draw the thread down, go over here through that hole there, and again draw the thread down and continue. So it overlaps, and it forms this nice overlapped look, and you get this nice little ropey, almost twisted look, which is really pretty. Just because these stitches are not difficult does not mean that they cannot have great impact. It's how you use the stitches, it's how the thickness of the threads, how you might add to the stitches that makes them really interesting. One of my favourite stitches is actually a very basic running stitch or a straight stitch. I really enjoy that because it has so many possibilities for a very, very simple stitch, and it lets you create endless things from one stitch. So I think that's always great, to let your creativity bloom and blossom. So we're nearly at the end here. Now again, the thicker the thread, the different looks you're going to get. Now this piece I'm working on, as I said, will form part of a new book that I'm going to use, and every stitch I do that I make in this series of creative stitches will be used in that book. So I'm just going to tie this off because in the last video I didn't do that and I ended up with a bit of a mess. It took me more time to work out the mess than it did to tie a knot. Now if you like to thread your threads through, please do that. I'm not telling you exactly how to do it. Do it the way that you feel more comfortable with. Now that's the basic stitch. So if I wanted to add a little bit more colour to that one piece, what I did in this one here was I kind of wrapped it. I'll just show you how I did it. So you can see here that this is the first stitch. I hope you can see that. That's the second stitch. So I've gone through and I've just wrapped it over. And I've gone through and done that for every consecutive stitch. So I've just found where the two pieces overlap, and I've just threaded this through. And you end up with this like a binding. It sort of wraps the original stitching. So it just adds another texture to it. I just wanted to see if it worked. I think it's actually quite a nice little textural addition to the piece. I've only used 2 threads to do this because I have this little pile. I want to show you. When I do little pieces, there's always maybe 2 threads left over or 3 threads left over. So I've started this little bundle here, and as I work on pieces, I'm just going to take from that bundle before I start new threads, and that way they all get used up. And I just want to use things that I have, treasure what I've got, and put it to good use. I don't know what you do with your little bundles. I have another jar, this jar here. This thread was an old thread that I purchased from an op shop, and as you can see, I think it's this one, it doesn't have any, oh, that one's not going to break, but I had one this morning that they're all snapping. So the thread is old, too old to use. It's actually deteriorated. So I'm just going to fill this jar up, and I'm going to put it outside and see if the birds come and collect it for nesting. I don't know if that's a thing, but I have heard that they will do it, so I just wanted to see if that's actually true. If not, there'll just be a bunch of threads hanging out in a jar in my backyard. That'll be quite interesting. Okay, so I like that. I think that's a nice addition to that little stem. You've got this little multicolored, it looks almost like a little candy stick. It's kind of cute, actually. Okay, let's do another stem over here. And as I said, I'm going to tie this off. Now, if you want to, excuse me, if you want to thread this back through here for a little bit more stability, that's fine too. I'm not always the neatest when I'm on camera. I do apologize, but sometimes I should just be a little slower and a little neater. So the other thing I wanted to show you, I want to do another stem here. But before we go on to more stems, no, let's do another stem and then we'll talk about what else I've got going on here. Okay, I'm going to get this colour. I've got a lot of greens here. I mean, this is very, very basic. I could be using lots of different colours. So secure your thread with either a knot or back stitch through the back. So hold the thread down, Make your stitch. The first stitch has to be a little bit longer than what you want because you need to go back under that stitch. That forms the first row. Now this is already very different, and then select the size that you want the stitches to be and continue with that on a continuous basis till you get to the end of the piece that you're doing. Now this isn't even finer. This is only a few threads here, strands of this DMC thread, so it's not very thick. But you still get a really nice finish. This would be nice worked on a larger piece with lots and lots of this stitching. But as I said, I'm making these pieces, I'm doing all these stitchings, I'm trying to find interesting ways to use them, to change them a little bit or to add to them so they get a little bit of a different look but use very traditional stitches. Okay, so that's already another stem there. And that looks really nice so far. It's just basic, it's just plain. Now you may have noticed that here I've used the stem stitch. I started in the center with this red and I went round and did a circle. And then I've added 2 layers inside what I'm calling the lollipop flower there. But it looks really good. I really like that. So instead of making it straight, I started here by doing this wavy line, but here I've turned it into a circle. So it has its own interest there as well. I think it looks really good. So you can see how easy the stitch is, and it's a very useful, I think, stitch. So we'll do one more, and I'm not sure if I'll actually, I might wrap that one again, but here, this one I haven't wrapped, but that one I have. See, this one has a lot more texture than this one. So we'll do one more in the darker color. So thread a little bit longer, the first stitch a bit longer. This thread's very thick. This must be 6 strands, yes. This is 6 strands, so this again is your length of your stitch. Maintain that for the rest of this piece. So this is thicker, this is just DMC thread, but this is actually 6 strands. It's a little bit harder to drag through, but it's doable. Now the little picture is slowly growing, and at this point we've only used blanket stitch and stem stitch. I will be doing, I don't know if I'll be doing any other stitches on this one at this point. I might just leave this one at stem stitch and blanket stitch. Okay, so you can see that that's a lot thicker, but that looks good as well. So change up as many colours as you possibly can to get a little bit more interest in it. It does really look like a candy cane with the being wound, but that's okay, something a little bit different. So this little piece is coming along. So this little stitch, this stem stitch again is a really nice stitch. You get this really nice cord look to it. You see you can use it to do circular pieces, and you can use it in this fashion to bind it. So to finish this one off, I will probably be doing my little skeleton back stitch here for the leaves, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do on these leaves here. I could do a little bit of stem stitch on that. We might just do one set in stem stitch and then we'll think about what we're going to do the others. You can see it doesn't take very long to do this stitch. A little bit longer with this thread because it's a little bit tougher to pull through the fabric, because I have a really large eye on this needle and because I have a lot of issues trying to thread needles. So would you use this stitch? Do you like this stitch? Have you ever used it where you've bound it like that? Have you ever used stem stitch in a circle? I just think that having an array of stitches that you can use is a really good thing, and then you can just create on little pieces like this that can form and go into other projects, which is always really nice. So you can build from a small thing and form a project. As I said, I'm going to be putting this into a hand sewn book, and I'll be working on that, starting to work on that very, very soon. So here, when I got to the corner, I'm just going to go back a little bit and start again. So that was the original hole, and I've gone back, and from the back I've come up a little bit back there. Again, the same principle. I'm going to start with the longer stitch and just make sure that my thread is always pulled over that longer stitch so that I get that overlap kind of look. It's a nice relaxing stitch, this one, to do. And I like the texture that it actually can produce as well, because if you use much, much thicker thread, you're going to get nice texture. Okay. So that's just the quick little video for today, and stem stitch. Nice, easy stitch, beautiful to do these lovely thick lines. You can almost couch it or bind it. I'm not sure what I'm calling that, but I like the look of that too. It gives a really ropey look, and I like it when it's used in swirls, and I particularly like it when it's used in these round circular shapes. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this next installment in the Creative Stitches. If you did like the video, please hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. Hope to see you next time, everyone.